And now we're freer, life's easier, isn't it? Yes.
David and Jill Berryland have been married for 60 years, but they haven't been able to hold hands for months now. COVID has cruelly kept them apart. But at Gracewell of Bookham Care Home in Surrey, Jill was able to take a test, put on some PPE and enter the home, meaning at long last they could do this.
What did it feel like to be today and be able to hold each other's hands and sit together like this?
Absolutely fantastic. We haven't been able to hold hands or kiss or do anything like that for, it seems like months.
I think not being hugged is something you don't know till you've lost it.
From March the 8th, the government want all care homes to be able to do the same.
It's a really positive step into the right direction. Although we know that there's still a very big risk out there, it's a risk that can be managed. I think what we're looking forward to now is being able to help our residents to recover out of the pandemic, to be able to resume their relationships with their loved ones.
All eyes are now on March the 8th, not just for care homes, but for schools too. Next week, the Prime Minister is expected to announce that all schools in England will reopen by March the 8th, while Wales, Scotland and Northern Ireland are opting for a more gradual return, which teaching unions say they prefer.
Let's do it in a phased way, because Number 10 and the Prime Minister in particular aren't necessarily always known for their nuance. And if ever there was a time for nuanced caution, it's now.
The big question is how slow and tentative the government will be when it comes to opening everything else up.
So you build up a picture of who is ill, who is getting infected, who is getting severe illness, and what are the measures that we can take to mitigate against these people becoming ill and dying. You will get it right by being very careful and very measured and very meticulous in removing the restrictions. Failure to do that equals we're back to square one.
At the moment, only exercise outdoors is allowed within households and bubbles, but the warmer weather brought out the crowds in central London today, with views mixed on how quickly lockdown should be eased.
I'd love to just be able to see my family, all my friends, but they've got to just do it in stages like every other country has done it.
Being in lockdown for a couple of months has been quite mentally challenging, but at the same time, we don't want to go back out and then realise the restrictions go into place and we're in lockdown for another 2 months.
We haven't had a chance to find out if the vaccine's really going to protect people.
Boris Johnson will announce his big plan for getting us all out of lockdown next week. It's the so-called roadmap. And when he does, it will give us a glimpse into how cautious or otherwise the government intends to be.
Those two look like twins.
The last thing anyone wants is for this plan to fail and for lockdown to return. Nick Martin, Sky News.